So awesome. I am unbelievably honored to be acknowledged in this way in front of so many friends who've come out of the woodwork, so many mentors, family, inspirations, some people who have helped me along my gravel path in ways that they maybe don't even know. So I want to thank all of you, the gravel family, for being here, because this honor is as much a reflection of all of you as it is of what I have accomplished. As Dan pointed out, I've been lucky enough to coach at Serena Gordon's gravel camps, and she uses a quote that I'm going to riff on tonight a little bit. And the quote is, "Inspiration flows both ways." So, and you know what, right? This room is full of amazing people. All of you have inspired others, right? You are the ultimate wave pool of gravel bike riding, industry stoke, and inspiration. You know, each and every one of you in this room, without fail, has done something that's inspired or influenced someone, which in turn caused that someone to do something, right, that possibly inspired somebody else. So see, inspiration does flow both ways, I'm not lying. These ripples of stoke, right, they eventually collide, they grow, they get bigger, they possibly turn into waves, right, and they cascade into others and they make huge impacts. So I'd like to thank the class that came before me, right, the folks who helped start making those gravel ripples way back when, because your waves, they affected me. And they are part of the reason why I'm standing before all of you today. And to my current classmates, particularly Joel Dyke, right, and who along with Jim Cummins, right, created the first DK after being inspired by Guitar Ted and Trans Iowa and Jeff Kirchhoff, right? Right, those guys had no ideas that those ripples in Iowa would eventually make their way out to California, but they did. You know, Miguel Crawford, as it's been mentioned, I'm super honored to have been in that Union Street parking lot way back when in Occidental 25, 26 years ago, doing that. I'd also like to tip of my hat to my Petaluma training partner, Ali, right? Petaluma, the funny thing is you have two people coming into the Gravel Hall of Fame from Petaluma, and we don't have any gravel. We ride our road bikes, so don't tell anybody. You know, and then back to, you know, Miguel, I feel like it was almost fated or really serendipitous that, you know, he's a part of this class too, because his event had a huge impact on me, and you've heard a lot of common words tonight about community and home and friendships and pushing limits and exploring new places and trying to figure out what bike and what gear will work best. And that really sort of like laid a really amazing foundation for me that I had no idea where it would lead me. Well, it eventually led me to here. In 2013, I discovered DK, or Unbound, and it changed the trajectory of my cycling career. It gave me, you know, new opportunities in the industry. Not that I was looking for them, because I was 43 at that time. You know, most folks are phasing out, and I was just gearing up. But the most important thing that discovering the gravel family, or discovering this town in particular, it enriched my life in ways that I couldn't have imagined. You know, through once-in-a-lifetime experiences, there was friendships forged and shared gravel miles, business opportunities born out of mutual respect and trust. And it gave me some new non-blood family members. So speaking of non-blood family members, I'd like to take a moment just to say something to my gravel nephew, Mason Moan. Is he in here? Is Mason Moan in here? Yeah, so I've known Mason since he was in high school. I actually saw his sister. She was the first person I saw after I caught Michael Sensenball with 2 miles to go. She was out on course, and I don't know what I said to her, but I think she texted something back to the finish line. But Mason and I are now colleagues, because if you didn't know, he works for Lifetime. But I just want to take this moment right now to remind him that 18 minutes, bro, 18 minutes is a lot of time to make up. So I hope your Spirit World training is going well, and consider this first shot fired. Poof! So, sorry, that was a little inside joke. If you were paying attention to Arizona gravel this November. Mason started poking the bear and asking me if I could hold his wheel and stuff like that. And Betsy wrote a little article about a family fun rivalry that we have, but he has 18 minutes to make up, so. In conclusion, I didn't catch that, but we can talk later. You do remember I was still coming off a broken leg last year too, so yeah, it's getting thick, and I haven't even had a beer yet. So, in conclusion, this honor is but a reflection of all the countless mechanics, brands. There's a lot of brand folks in here who've supported me for a long time, friends, mentors, coaches, and family who have supported me on this 30-year journey. There are, so many folks who have made this possible, and so I want to address a few in this room who pressed pause on their lives to come out here and join me for a few days, and give them a really heartfelt shout out and thank you. So first, I would just like to call out Dan Hughes for organizing a ride that we did through Sunflower Shop. Matt was generous enough to set up camp, cook dinner for a group of us, and it was just such a powerful experience. So I can't thank you more. That was the best way to come down to this induction, so thank you. I have to call out a couple of my bros that I've been with for like 25, 27 years who came out here. So this guy DJ, he was my gateway drug into the mountain bike scene. And he actually had a clothing company way back in the day, and we met at the NACO World Cup at the Norbas that used to, actually the UCI World Cup in 97 or 96. He had a small clothing company called Launch. And he was a super nice guy. I was just getting into bikes, and he welcomed me in. And we have been friends for 27, 28 plus years and still love riding bikes together. And so I thank you, brother, for coming out here. Tim, or as I like to call him, Veggie T, he was my spiritual guru at my first 24-hour solo race. And you may be wondering like what that job description entails. Well, in his case, it was drinking mushroom tea and providing really inspirational words of wisdom when I would come into the pit. I would come into the pit and he'd be like curled up in a ball in the pit, like big old grin on his face or something like that, and he'd be like, breathe! There's oxygen all around you. And I'd get out of it. I didn't know what else would come out of his mouth, but that's the truth. Love you, brother. And he will be on the 50 plus 200 podium, mark my words. And then this one is particularly special. My brother-in-law, Duncan, he was literally my first mentor, my first coach, my first Jedi. We traveled the Norbis series racing 26-inch mountain bikes when that series existed. And he also played another really important role, which was matchmaker. See, I'm one of those dirtbags that marries their best friend's sister. And this brings me to my wife of 20 years, Vanessa. Vanessa, obviously, if you paid attention to I Ride for Her, that finish is the most special finish I will ever have in my whole career, not because I won, but because she was there. More than just being there, but that she was still alive. Because my wife was only given a 10% chance to live when she was diagnosed with cancer 12 years ago. And while I'm no math major, those are pretty shitty odds, right? But you know what she did? She focused on the 10% of living and dedicated herself to fighting back with so much positivity, so much hope, so much joy, so much determination, so much grit, so much grace, that cancer didn't stand a chance. And I recognize that we're some of the lucky ones that have made it through. Not everybody does. Her living example reminds me on a daily basis that nothing I experience while racing, compares to the pain, the setbacks, the fear that she's dealt with for the past 12 years. And it inspires me to keep pedaling, to keep moving forward so that I can honor all that she embodies. And that's why those words came out of my mouth when I finished that day. So, well, I forgot to say I love you. And it wasn't a given that she would actually be here tonight, too, so thank you for making the trip out here. In closing, I just want to remind all of you guys, keep making waves, right? I encourage all of you to keep doing whatever it is you love doing in this industry, and we're going to keep firing those ripples out, and they're going to build, and they're going to become these waves that inspire other people, because the next class, like Dan hinted at, they're in this room. There's people in this room that are going to be in the next class. So keep doing what you're doing, and remember that inspiration does flow both ways. Thank you very much. I'm super happy.